I sometimes handled suicide gestures and thoughts on the phone. And when I did that, people would be like maybe 2 hours away from me. And we didn't have a lot of backup. We only had a general 25-bed hospital. And, you know, to get the police was 4 hours drive, to get any, you know, we had to do it ourselves. I mean, otherwise, to get the constable to force someone to go to the mental hospital, we'd have to wait about 5 hours for them to drive up and put them in prison in the one cell they had in the town. So this person on the phone, you know, their girlfriends broke up and they're going to shoot themselves. We talk a bit about that, about losing bereavement and all, losing his girlfriend. And then I asked him, well, can I talk to anyone in your family? We talked, I just jumped ahead. What I meant to say was that first we decided together what to do about his suicidal feelings. One, I asked him, what time of the day do you feel most like killing yourself? And this is the thing, most people know. They know when this, and they dread it every day because they know it's going to come. The other thing was he was definitely going to do it with a gun. And everyone up in that area had guns, hunting and everything. So I said, well, why don't we have all the guns locked in the pickup truck outside and give someone the key, you know, which they will hide. I said, and then let's make sure that someone in your family is with you during the time that you feel strongly suicidal. And he thought that was a good idea. He liked that. So then he told me who to talk to, so someone came, and they were very happy. Sure, we'll lock all the guns in there and we'll hide the key. And his older brother is actually going to sleep in the room where he's sleeping. That was the other part of it. So that he'll be sort of watched. And then tomorrow, when it gets to be close to that time, there'll be someone with him for sure. And then he can call me in the morning and tell me what's going on, and then call me, you know, he'll call me throughout the day. Because my job was to hold people until Monday, you know, or the next day. But in this case, it was a weekend, so he had to survive through Sunday before going to someone at the mental health agency. I was called in the middle of a snowy night, and this is working city emergency. It was about 1 o'clock, and someone who was in the psychiatric system wanted to jump off the bridge. And they were eager to get me there. The police were all there, but they were afraid to get near him. And I almost had an accident getting there on the slippery snow. But anyway, I got there, I got out, and at first I walked a little too quickly, and I could see he was startled, you see. And I thought, oh, that was a mistake. Maybe so. I started talking to him, and very slowly got a little closer. And we were just talking about, this was his statement against the whole bad, stupid, unfair, unjust world. This was his personal statement, and he wanted everybody to know, and I wanted to hear it. And I got close enough to say, can I sit on my woolly hat next to you down there? He was on the top, sitting on the edge of the bridge top, and I said, can I sit on the bottom on my woolly hat and talk to you here? I'm tired of standing. He said, okay. So we talked some more, and the police realized things were sort of okay. Most of them left. Only one was left now. And I didn't tell them to go because they'd become invisible to me. I was just focusing on the young man on the bridge. And I said, well, can I stand up? I want to see where you're going to jump. And he says, yes, you can stand up. So I stood up. Oh my God, I said, this is the worst place to jump. There's all those rocks. If you do it wrongly, you'll be in a wheelchair all your life if you don't kill yourself successfully. Well, we talked a little bit more. And he sort of decided maybe he'd made his point to the world. Well, I said, you've certainly made it to me. And so he decided not to jump the bridge that day. We walked alone down to one of the most dangerous boarding houses in the whole city, where people like me get beat up all the time. So anyway, we went up to his room, and I went, "Oh, you poor person." I said, "This is terrible. You don't even have a decent blanket. Look at your bed and this, everything's..." So we tidied up the room, and he found a jacket he could wear to bed under all the what little blanket he had. It's really cold in the winter there. It was awful. And then I suddenly realized he's on the 3rd floor. I'm going to have to walk out of this dangerous building. So I asked him if he'd escort me to the door. I could walk to the car okay, but I didn't want to walk through the building alone, so he did. And so that was what you'd call, we worked as, this is an example of partnership. We worked together here. He told me, I asked him, we exchanged ideas, and he realized I'm on his side. And that's what I feel I want everyone to know. You know, I don't want to get over this moment as quickly as possible at your expense. I'm on your side. I want it to be from your inner knowing, which I know will come out if I make a space for it. I don't know how I do it, but I just seem to have a lot of confidence that I'm never frightened with anybody. I think anyone in touch with their own heart and intuition can do it, but they also, they must have so much confidence in the person and the fact that there is a place in that person that knows, and respect that place. Respect everything that person has been through that brought them to this moment. To believe that they can lead to a solution, because it's much easier, I can tell you, than struggling with a person. And it's nurturing. And the thing is, I think anyone can join them with that focus. If they have fear or are under pressure from other people to get it done quickly, like frequently the police and even some of my colleagues didn't like the time I took, because they want it quick, sharp, being finished, everybody goes, "No problem, everything's fine." And this it's the attitude and belief system have to go with it. The words don't count unless they do. And that's the thing, just be able to stand right within all the chaos and see the stillness of that person and know the answer is there and know there is meaning to it. I mean, I found, I had an example of somebody who was screaming. They'd been taken from the highway, screaming, running down the road, telling people Satan was coming, and they were just looked uncontrollable, big young woman. And even the police were shaken when they brought her in. And I went to her and we talked, and I said, all this screaming, it was an emergency room where somebody was dying in another room. People were praying, you know, and the charge nurse was furious. You know, she wants to stop that woman. But I just said, "You know, you're shouting and scaring everybody." See, you reminded me just of that. You're shouting and scaring everybody. And she went, "Oh, am I?" She came right down. Oh. And so then the police could be dismissed, and we could go into the room on our own and talk about it.